So I already explained what is ISO contents and ISO cost. So how it is going to be related one each another. Then here we are seeing about profit maximization. What is the maximum profit? How we are going to be get it the maximum profit? For that we are seeing this. So this one. So if we want to get a maximum profit, what we have to do? So what we want to make it for this? So to maximum the profit, a firm will wish to produce at a point of highest possible ISO contents and minimum possible cost. So we know that what is ISO contents and ISO cost. ISO contents is nothing but we are going to be draw a graph with varies something where that inputs are going to be varies. So that is what are the inputs here? The labor and another one capitals. So here also in the diagram is there. No? In x-axis we have a labor and y-axis we have a capitals. So we are going to be consider these labors and capitals in a varies. We are going to be changed in order, different order. Then what is the maximum property? So what is the maximum property we are going to be gain? So what is the minimum cost we are going to be put a effect? Then what is the maximum profit we are going to be get? For this we have analysis this one. So for this ISO quantums we are going to be relate the labor and capitals in changing. In the same manner, in ISO cost, we are going to be consider the cost wise, how we are going to be increase or decrease the labor, how we are going to be increase the decrease the cost in the capital. Whatever it final, we are going to be take it as in a cost wise is the same, and the quality wise also same, and we can consider the labor and this the final outputs also going to be changed. So if we are making this cost and outputs are a constant, by changing these varies, so how we are going to be getting maximum profit? So that we are going to be see this. So here we have a simple example. For this example, we have ISO cost in three ISO quantums. With the ISO cost is euros here. We are going to be considering as a rupees 4 lakhs, for example. The maximum output of the print. Manage would like to a total physical profit TPP of 4,000. If it is produced at says 13 case, that is means 13 capitals and 48 labors. So here the first one is about. So it is about above the 10. This is the 13 and this is the 48. Now we are going to be draw a point is here. Now what is the point here? 13, not 48. So first is the x and 30. This is the point where we have. So this line will defines the ISO. What is this line and what is this line? The curves are defined. What these lines are defined? What the curves are defined ISO quantums and lines is defined ISO cost. Remember? Shall I show you back again once again? See here. This is ISO quantums. So once again, I move this. Right. See this one. This is the ISO quantums. We are going to be draw a curves between capitals and labors. This is the ISO cost. We are going to be draw a profit wise. That is a money wise. We are going to be draw a graph. So if we want to relate both of in one place, that is about how to get a maximum. So here we are going to be consider one point as a 48 and 13. That is a 48 labors and 13 capitals. So we have 1 point here, and another one is about 30 point of view. So that is a 30 labors and 30 capitals. So if you draw like this, so what is that maximum profit? So we would produce the total physical profit is 3,500. At the total physical profit of 4,500, the currently it is not available without increasing cost beyond. For example, we can take ISO cost is, this is the series 4,500. If it is like this, so this is the 4,500, but this ISO can't not yet touch this one. So that's why it is not yet possible. If you consider these points, it is also touching that, but this 3,500 is below the graph. But exactly 4,500, where the graph is going to be touched, that is the 30 labors and 30. So if it is like this, now it is the maximum profit of this is 4,000. So total physical profit is 4,000. So if you consider 3,500, below that is 4,001 beyond the ISO cost. So that's why if we consider like this, then we will have the clear of the maximum profit is here. So the maximum profit of 30 labors and 30 capitals. Okay. So that one. Then the last, based upon these three, the ISO quantums and ISO cost and maximum profitability, what is the least cost method of production? What is the least cost of production of method? So that is nothing but where we are going to be get a maximum profit, where we are going to be seeking the maximum profit. That is where we are going to be invest minimum amount per labor and minimum amount per a capital. So by that we are going to be getting maximum profit. Then that is the point. See that another way we are seeking the maximum profit in a target output. Suppose for example that is a 4,000. So that is a 4,000, and we find the ISO cost and the lowest possible cost. In this case, the ISO cost which touches the central point of TPP, that is TC of 4,000. Total cost of TC is total cost, TPP is total physical profit. So that is here. So that's when that maximum profitization we will find because of this one. Once the maximum profit is nothing but where we are going to be set the minimum of labors and minimum of capitals. By that we are going to be getting maximum property at what point. So that's why we are combining the both ISO quantums and ISO cost. So in this place we need to consider about the labors and the capitals. The mean of the money, how much you are investing on the labor, how much investing on capitals also. That also we need to consider. Then only this. What is the topic? That is the least cost method. The least cost method of production is going to be possible. So that's why we learn these ISO quantums and ISO cost because of this one. So once we are varying the labors, once we are varying the costs, capitals. So we are every time we are saying that. So end of the day, every organization or firm or industry, it is looks to see that what is that. Always it is seeing the maximum profit. So they need with the minimum input of they are going to be get the maximum output. That is every organization aim or motto of this every organization. For that only every organization keep a aim on that, and they are going to be produced, and they are going to be do the production. They are going to be invest on capital. They are going to be invest on machineries, or they are going to be invest on all labors. Everything is like that. So this is the simple of what is the ISO quantums and ISO cost. Then the next topic of today's is about. So we already saw about the variables of proportion, law of variable of proportion. So if the law of variable proportion, it leads to that ISO quantums and ISO cost. So that is a variable. Hence we are varying that labors are varying and capitals are varying, how the prim will take these variations on the constant producing outputs. So if it is there, then what is the law of returns of sale? Law of returns of sale. So this is also one more important in production. So what is this law of returns of the sale? The law of returns to the sale explains the behavior of the total output response to the change of scale of the prim. That is, in response to any immediate changes in the scale of prim, that is, in the response to a immediate proportional increases in all inputs. So if that is immediate responses, here we are going to be considering. What is the immediate response? For example, if we are changing one labor, for example, we are going to be increase one labor, that total output is going to be increased. So that is a minimum changes, or else we can change immediate changes. For example, that particular, for example, in general oriented, we can say, for example, today we need to take a delivery of 20 products. Okay. So by end of the day, we have a different departments. Every departments has completed its work, but the final the product out department is not yet complete the job. So what they have to do? So we need to take some other persons who can help the particular delivery department. They can help and they will complete the job immediately at the same time. That is, we need to take an immediate changes. So when the immediate changes is occurs, then these law of returns to sale is going to be exhibited. So what is that? We will see on 2 or 3 slides are there. So more precisely, the law of returns to the sale explains how immediate and proportionate increases in all inputs and affects the total output in various levels. So the meaning of here is, so if there are any immediate changes, for example, organization or a prim is going to be running, if something is going to be changed in a particular place or particular department or particular time, so that immediate response is going to be proportionate to the increase of inputs. For example, maybe inputs also going to be increased also. Maybe, for example, if one more labor is going to be instinct to do the work. For example, there we may need some extra machinery, or they we may need some extra inputs to perform his task. So that also it leads to something changes in the various levels of outputs. That is, it is going to be changed, whether it is going to be increase or decrease. So here we are not going to be talking about increase and decrease. So something changes will happen. That is the outputs in various levels. That levels is going to be based upon how we are going to be changes in immediate action, immediate changes in the organization. So the concept of variable proportion, that is the previous one we discussed. The concept of variable proportion is a short-term phenomena, as these periods in a fixed factors cannot be changed in all the factors cannot be changed. So in other hand, the long-term factors. So we consider that variable proportions we can fix. We cannot fix into a short terms also. On the other hand, the long-term factors can be changed, made variable. So here again, once we started this returns to the sale, we are going to be talking about immediate changes in the organization. So in these phenomena, that is variable proportion phenomena, the fixed factors cannot be changed. So we already saw that the 3 types of production functions. So in that, if the inputs are whatever the capitals are, labors are going to be fixed, we cannot change this. It is not going to be happen. So we cannot change the factors. So if the, for example, okay, per day the 30 members are going to be work, 30 members of captains and that they are going to be produced, for example, 60 outputs. So that is a fixed. There is no changes in it. It is going to be constant. Is going to be. So if it is going to be changed, that's why this returns of this scale, we have some immediate changes occurs in the organization. So it may be a long term or short term. What we are doing. So when we study the changes in the output, when the factors are inputs are changed. So once definitely if we need some changes in output, definitely we need changes something in input, no? So in a programming manner also, for example, so always we need to find the addition of two numbers, for example 10 and 30. If we are going to be give the input as a equal to 10 and b equal to 20, for example, how many times we can run that particular program? Always the output is 10 and 20. What is the output? 30 only come. The addition of two numbers 10 and 20 is 30 only. 30 always. How many times you can run the same program? Okay. Whenever we are running the program, the same output. So when we are making as a runtime, what is going to be happen? For example, A is enter A value, enter B value. If that time what is going to be happen? Each and every run, while we are going to be giving a different inputs, then definitely we have a different output. The same manner here also we are going to be considering whenever we have immediate changes in occurs, then it is going to be based upon the input and all the factors which have changed in the organization. So we study the return of scale. That the thing we are going to be studying in this return of scale. And increases in the scale, that means the input or factors are increased in the same proportion. So if we definitely, so everything we are going to be considered is a physical phenomena. So that's why only if one thing we are going to be, the physical inputs are going to be increased. Why we are going to be increase the inputs? Definitely we need something large amount of outputs need. Something changes in the output we need. Then definitely we need to change the input factors. That is the same. So in a variable proportion, the cooperating factors may be increased or decreased in one factor. So that is, we already said that what are the fixed parameters. For example, land in agriculture or machinery in industry remaining constant, so that the changes in proportion among the factor results certain changes in the output. So if land and machinery are same, but we need to take an immediate action, immediate changes in a labor or capital. So this phenomenon is going to be occurs. So in the return to sale, all the necessary factors of production are increased or decreased in some extent, so that whatever the sale of production, the proportion among the factors remaining the same. So whatever the proportion is nothing but if we are going to be increasing or decreasing. So the how much production is going to be done, how many products are going to be delivered, that is among what we are going to be considered. For example, if you take the previous ISO quantums or ISO cost, so we are going to be fix the cost. This much only we are going to be put amount for this year. So amount is fixed, but we are going to be various in capitals and various in labors. How we are going to be distribute that money in the money for the labors or money for the capitals. That is again the changes, immediate changes in a small amount of period or small places we are going to be changed. Then automatically that return to the sale is going to be applied. So when the prim expands in scale increases, all its inputs proportionally, technically there are three possibilities. So we have some three possibilities are there in the return to sale in a one field. The total output may be increases proportionally. So output is going to be increased proportionally. The total output may be increases more than proportionally. So maybe one increase proportionally, more than proportionally, or the total output may be increases less than the proportional. One is increases proportionally, second one is more than proportionally, the third one is less than proportional. If increases in the total output is proportionally to the increases in input, it means the constant returns to the sale. So that only. So constantly it is going to be proportional. For example, we are going to be increased 10 inputs, in the same way 10 outputs is going to be increased, but there is no change. There is no change. For example, we are putting it, input is 9, we are getting outputs are 10, then that is more than proportional. So in such places, in these three places, So the scale of return to the scale of phenomena is going to be occur. Then how we are going to be dealing? Everything we are going to be see in a practical manner how the organizations or firms are going to be utilize this capital investment on the industry by the labors or the capitals. So everything we are going to be seeing in this. So it means the increasing the return to the sale if the increases in the output less than the proportional increase in the input. It means diminishing return to the sale. So dimensions means changing. So the changes we need to occur. So that is gives by the isoquantums and isoquants. So we are going to be changed here when we have an immediate changes on inputs. So what are the immediate changes in occurs in output? So then output is going to be changes. Again, the law of return to scale is going to be defined in three formats. So one is about so proportionally, increases more than proportionally, or increases less than proportionally. So we have once we have a change, immediate changes occurs. So what is difference in a proportional is going to be dealt by the laws, law of returns of the state. So this is the simple meaning. Then we have about economic sales. So once we are going to be changed, we have some changes in others in input output. Only we are going to be talking about the scale. Then what is economics? Economics means so definitely here we are going to be consider the factor of cost. So cost in what way we can control these economics? All those things we can discuss here. See that the production may be carried out by a small or large scale of goods. Yes, we can agree with this. So if you consider a production, it is not going to be a always it is not going to be a large, always is not going to be a small. It may be a both. When the prime expanded its size of production by increasing all the factors, it secured a certain advantages is known as economics of the production. So when the prim expands, so we can prim we are going to become it is a one particular business or particular part of an organization or not only organization. Prim we can simply can say organization, something business is going to be occurs in organization. So it is entirely different from industry. So that also we will discuss at the end of this today. What is the difference between this prim and the industry? So when the prim expands in the size of production by increasing all the factors, it secures a certain advantages known as economics of production. The marshals, who is a marshal? In the first unit, I think we heard the name. Marshals has classified these economics of large scale productions into internal economics and external. So something is nothing but so once we need to expand one organization, we need to expand the business. So we heard this word, expanding the business. How to expand the business? So in the same place or different place or in the same organization, they have a same phenomena. We can have a different products also. So that is we will discuss with an example, beautiful examples, coming classes. So it may be some internal factors and external factors. The large scale production is going to be happening. So what is this internal and external economics? The internal economics are those which are open to a single factor or a single prime independently of the action of other primes. The resultant they result from increasing in the scale of output of a prim and cannot be achieved unless the output increases. Hence, the internal, once again,
ఆ 57 మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి అమ్మా 57 మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి
My screen is visible. Okay. So this is one single factor we can consider inside the organization, which are opened in a single factor and single prim independently of the action of other prims. The result from the increases in a scale of output of a prim, it cannot be achieved unless the input increases. So we cannot say that output and input will be proportionally or whatever it may be. So if the inputs are increases, definitely outputs also increases. So in what manner we are going to be increases? So we need to control the result. So how many products is going to be produced, how much output is going to become based upon how many inputs we are going to be using for that particular output, everything is going to be. Hence, the internal economics depend upon slowly upon the size of a prim. Slowly means single. So there are different from different prims. So again, it is we cannot take one single factor for all the industries. We can follow this one. We can get in maximum outputs. We cannot conclude that. So every organization have their individual aims of in individual certain policies in exhibits in every industry. So that's why we cannot say that this particular changes will happen. All the industries will going to be changed. All the things is going to be changed. So it is not going to be. So it is different from different organizations. So the external economies are those benefits which are shared by the number of prims or number of industries when the scale of production in an industry or a group of industries increases. Hence, the external economics benefits all the prims when the industry has the size of the industry expands. So that is, for example, the industry means we are going to be taking in a large manner. Simply, we can consider as a large. So a prim or organization we can consider as a small businesses. So business is going to be done in industry also. So that is again the part of that we will see what is the difference between this prim and industry. So that is here external economies are those benefits are shared number of prims or industries, how they are going to be organized. So maybe they will take in a common factors. For example, we can take is taxes. How is the tax is going to be considered for in a single industry or a single organization or a single prime? So it is a common. So industry standards. Have you heard the word industry standards? So ISO standards. Like that, we have all the industries are going to be follow something which is externally. It is not going to be part of the organization. So that particular policies is going to be uh, ruled by these particular industries or organizations. So that is external scale. So what are these external and internals are in depth is there. You will see that. So these causes of economies, internal economics are generally in causes in two factors. So that is individualities, and the second one is specialization. So what is this individuality? In the simple manner, individuality is, for example, see that the third line, which I was highlighted here. For instance, if the workers works on a half a time, he may be paid half the salary, but he cannot be chopped. Chopped means cutting into a half and ask him to produce the half of the current output. So, for example, worker is going to be, for example, maybe his illness is going to be work a half day. For example, shall we ask, okay, you can produce a half the product and you can stop. If you produce half the product, shall I pay the money? We cannot say like this. No? So that is means the worker may have a half, but we cannot expect that half output of the current product. So that is the. So many fixed factors are productions are individual in the sense that they must have used a fixed minimum size. So that is a thing. So thus the output is increases, the indivisible factors which may are being used in belong the capacity can be utilized to their full capacity, thereby reducing costs. Such indivisibilities arises in this case the labor and mission and marketing, finance and research. So once we are going to be talk on individual manner, so that is a one worker manner or a one mission manner, any for example one particular market manner. So once we can consider so that the sale is going to be that particular output is going to be changes is going to be happen, then that is to be indivisibilities. The second one is a specialization. What is this specialization? So here we are going to be talking about division of labs. What is this division of labs? We are starting onwards. We are going to be say that in one organization there is not going to be a one particular department. We have a different departments are there. For example, see that which leads to a specialization is another causes of internal economies. The specialization refers to a limitations of activities which in a particular field of production. Specialization may be in the labor, capital and machinery one place. For example, the production process may split into a four departments. So that is a so once one the product is going to be coming from the industry, it is not going to be coming from one place. We have different parts in a organization. So one see that what is that a different department in relation to a manufacturing department, assembling department, packaging department, and marketing under the changes and a separate managers who may work under the overall changes of a general managers and coordinate the activities of for the departments. Thus, the specialization will lead to a greater productivity efficiency to lead the reduction in the costs. So, what is the meaning of this one? So, we have the managers. I think the third or fourth chapter we can learn what is the type of managers and everything. So every manager is going to be who is a leadership qualities we have that where we can see these things. So what is this? We have a different departments. In different departments, we have a different type of workers are there. That is a different type of laborers are there. In order to maintain all the labors, we have a different general managers and the coordinators and all those things are going to be control these particular department activities. So each and every department has a why we are want to monitor everything is, for example, we may consider the manufacturing department output is going to be input of assembling department. Maybe assembling department output is going to be input of a packing department. Once everything is packed, then the marketing is going to be happen. So there is something activities going to be generalized and managed by the various so managers. They are going to be give lead to the other departments. Then only then organization is going to be a smooth manner. It is going to be running. So that is a specialization. So the internal economics may be following types. So we have various types of these internal economies. They may be a technical economics. So for example, technical departments. We have a managerial economics, and we have a marketing economics and financial economics and risk bearing economics. So the risk bearing economics is we can see in the total in the cost analysis in the second part of the second unit, and economics research and economics welfare. So these are the various internal economies may follows the various types. So these are the types. We will go through one by one in a very fast manner. So we will see. So what is this internal technical economics? What is the name itself is there technical. So technical economics rise in a prime for the use the better machinery and supervisor techniques of a production. So that is the main. So first line we can remember, then we can know about what is this technical economics. So we can know about in an organization or a firm, we are going to be considered about the mission and the supervisor techniques. So how we are going to be monitoring the missionaries with the producing the better result. Such a result, as a result of production increases per the unit cost of production parts. So a large firm which may employs costly and supervisor that plant and equipment enjoy the technical supervisor of the overall the small firm. So another technical economies lies on the mechanical advantages of using the large machines. So here we are going to be see about. So instead of maintaining the 2, 3 small machineries, we are going to be maintaining a large mission also. There is taking one part in a technical economics. Still, we have some more points in technical economics. That is the cost of operating a large mission. So that is less than operating a small mission. So that is so we have a different small missions. So in order to organize, for example, in a small mission, for example, every mission need a one labor. For example, we can make a large mission takes only 2 labors. For example, instead of using a 3 missionaries with the 3 labors, we have a one big missionary with the 2 labors. The 3 labors, 1 labor is less, no? So there is a remaining cost. So again, so we can consider the various advantages over what is the large mission size. Maybe it produces more outputs in a limited time, in a specific time. So that is, for example, if the 3 different missions are there, 3 different missions are getting 3 different outputs. Again, we need some other mission to assemble all this. So if I have a mission that all the 3 missions and assembling in one place with a big mission, that is again is the another advantage over. So that is what is the technically, what is the things we can perform. So what are the missionaries we can change? Then we can have the cost reduced. So that is in the technical economics. Then another one is about managerial economics. What is a manager? Name itself. Please be, if you want, you can note down a name and what is the meaning of it. In the technical part, we are going to be talking about the missionaries. In a managerial part, so what is the these economics arise the better and more collaborative management, which only the large size firms can be afforded. So, for example, in a small scale, we don't have any. For example, these are the labors, these are the managers, these are the coordinators, these are the high level. We cannot afford such type of policies in a small scale. So it can be better in a organization. For example, we can take in a agriculture or marketing. For example, we can take any Raitu Bazaar. Shall we see that one person is going to be bill, one person is going to be give the vegetables, one person is going to be calculate, one person is going to be, is there such type of departments, such type of people are there. So only one person is going to be sell the things, he is going to be collecting the money, he is going to be counted, he is going to be return some money, everything is going to be do. For example, you can consider a small scale. We cannot afford such type of different management activities over. If you take in a large scale, what is going to be, for example, you can take any large scale. For example, you can take some car company. For example, see that some manufacturing department is there, some sales department is there. Even if for selling one particular car, also we have some salesmen are standing in front of the car and they are going to be show that what is that, what is this, what is that. So you can test drive all those things. So everything. So based upon the principle, we can have these managerial economics. Managerial economics means we have to manage the collaborative of management to various types. These may be a separate head of the manufacturing assembling. So what we already said that we in the organization we have various departments are there. In a departments we have a general manager. So each and every department we have some particular expert in that department. You can see about what is the quality of that one. Is going to be test the products. Everything is going to be done. Hence, the appointment of the experts and divisions of administration in several departments in functional specializations, scientific coordinators, and various works may be a management of print cost most effective. So, in order to produce a better output, we have these type of managerial economics. Then another one is about marketing economics. Again, we can see about. So, for example, in vegetables, is there any advertisements in, for example, Raitu Bazaar, we have some vegetables. Is there any advertisement is going to be announced in autos or anything? So in Raitu Bazaar, shop number 15, we have very fresh vegetables are available. Shall we listen any marketing? For example, any new movie is coming, so we have an advertisement. So that is, for example, any new car is coming in a market, so we have some advertisement. New bike is coming, we have an advertisement. So that is, so this marketing economics is a large frame marketing or commercial economics in buying a requirement, selling in the final products. So in order to sell a product, we have these economics. So large frame generally is a separate marketing department. So we already said that once we have a separate marketing department, we have the market trends and how is favorable. So that is we sign a class now. Ma'am said that we have a different persons are there to advertise a different product. Maybe going to be admire with the peoples, they are going to be buy the products also. So that is the various types. So in the better of buying these could be enjoying the advertisements like a transport. So the advantages we can take about. So transports, cheap credits and promotional promotes the delivery and relationship and dealers. For example, you can take any, for example, refrigerator. So if we can through the online itself, we can order it. The persons are going to be come and they are going to be installed. If anything happen, they are going to be give the service, everything. So that these marketing peoples are going to be sold their the products. So what are the advantages, disadvantages, everything is there going to be, I mean. So then another one is about financial economics. Financial means it's about thinking about money. So that is a large firm can able to secure the necessary finance, either it is a block capital purpose for the working the capital needs. So more easily and cheaply. It can be borrowed from the public or bank and other financial institutions at a relatively cheaper rates. It is in the, so a simple example is financial means. So what is a, for example, we can have no in generally. So in this month I didn't pay the finance for auto. For example, this month I didn't pay that. So simply we can call a loan, or you can call it EMIs. These are the financial things. So what is this? They are going to be, for example, one large company. So where they are going to be get the money. So that is they are maybe asking for investors. Have you heard investors? So they are going to be asking the investors, or they are going to be take the money from the bankers. So why? So the public is going to be save the money in the banks. So what they are going to be bank? What they are going to be do with the money? Now what they are going to be do with the money with the bank? So the bank money again they are going to be give. They are going to be do some finance. So housing loans they are going to be give. So our money is going to be give to some other. They are going to be collecting the revenue. So for example, how much investors are there in bank? Everybody is going to be asking one day, shall the bankers will provide the money? No, it is not yet possible to provide. So because they have their own, so that's why only they used to offer always bankers are always offer the fixed deposits. What is the fixed deposit? In a particular time, you should not get back our money. So we have some limitation of time. Okay, for 2 years we should not get back your money. For example, we can fix it 1 lakh rupees. After 1 year, we are going to be get with some percentage of interest we are going to be getting. So this 1 year, what they are going to be, they are simply keeping in the bank locker your amount. Do you think like this? They are keeping again. They are going to be give interest to you. No, they are going to be. So if you are, they are paying 1% of per annum, they are going to be sold by 2 or 3 or more than that. So they are going to be do some finance. That is financial economics. Then risk-bearing economics. So we will see a little bit here, and end of this second unit we will see about what is the risk-bearing analysis is there. So here we are going to be talk only economics. There we have analysis also. So the large firm produce a many commodities and services wider areas. So therefore able to observe any stock of extents, for example, during the business depressions or prices of all. So this is includes, for example, they are giving 10 years of warranty or 13 years of warranty. If still the products are going to be lost. They are again to produce replacing the new thing. So that is a risk bearing. So even if sometimes it is going to be a loss or profit also. So again, if how they are going to be managed. So for this only we already discussed. Is for example they are giving a 10 years warranty in one refrigerator. Is that all refrigerators is going to be spoiled within the 10 years? They are going to be replaced all those things. So this type of services and commodities is nothing but products. So these type of things we are going to be occur. Then how these risk bearing economies is going to be produced? Maybe for example, you can see the last line, the price fall for every frame. So for example, in a particular product, price is going to be drop. For example, all the gold, nowadays you can see the gold, yesterday it was very less, it was decreased by very less gold. So if, for example, for the person, the gold shop person is going to be buy today or yesterday, so he may got with the less price. For example, tomorrow is going to be less price. What is going to be happen? He is going to be lost. For example, tomorrow the price is going to be up. He is going to be get a profit. So that is a risk bearing analysis. Economics is going to be taken. So there is also a possibility for marketing influences for a particular product in the under such circumstances. Risk-bearing economics in survival economics helps to a bigger firms to survive the business circuits. So that is again how we are going to be offers and how the products is going to be saved. Everything is going to be on. Then another one is about economics research. So we have to find out what is the simple meaning of research. Research means what? Finding the new things or getting the solutions from the existing one. Or for example, even if we take any project, what we are going to be doing in the project. So we are going to be see that okay, this is the problem I was identified. I am going to be making this as a project. Or else this project is already exist. So in this project we have some errors are there, some things are not going to be very good. So that's why I am going to be changing. So that is every large again here its own research laboratory for employees trained and research workers. The prim may even and the new production techniques for increasing the output in a reducing cost. Again, whatever it that last line will be for the all the industries, increasing the output, reducing the cost. So we have, for example, now I think everyone heard that in Telangana we don't have any tahsildar something they are going to be reduced. For example, everything is going to be monitored by the previous workers. For example, the government workers they don't have a computer knowledge. That is why they ask you to call that what. So we have a training in one period. In 1 month of period, we are going to be make it a computer training for these employees in a better understanding that how to do this. So that is you heard that Dharani portal is going to be launched in Telangana for all the land details. For example, now the current employees who are in the uh, government government industry, so they don't know how to organize and they don't know how to make their portal better. So that's why they are asking to make a training. So then only they can work so properly. The tahsildars who are there, they can work properly. So that's why still these things are going to be happening. So such the way here the government itself is going to be have a separate research that is centers, computer centers to give the training to them for a better understanding the things. So then another one is about economic welfare. So what is the welfare we are going to be seeing? So this is a large term again provides better working conditions in and out of the factory. So how we do it? For example, we can take what is the welfare. I think in the first unit you can saw that economics definition in a welfare manner. I think the various things I don't remember remaining all. So we have various ways of definitions of economics in welfare definition we can call also. So what is this in and out of the factory means? For example, how to treat. For example, workers are in their organizations. How we are going to be see about the workers. How we are going to be provide the loans. How we are going to be see about their risk bearing. For example, the persons who are working in missionaries. So if anything happened with the missionary, so he's going to be get some money for something offerings. So in and out. So then we have a better output. So that is, for example, nowadays we have doctors. We have, for example, the previous we have a 15% of deadness allowance DA. Now they are asking for, sir, we are still fighting with the corona patients. Still, we need some more deadness allowance up to 10 to 20% we will increase, we will work. So what is going to be happen? For example, those who are getting peer are going to be they are having peer with lives. They are going to be somewhat okay. So still we are bearing the government is looks to us and they are going to be give the high salary. So the still the people, why we need to attract the people to do the work. So that's why we need to, why we have a promotions in, why we have a salary increases in the organizations. So we need to promote them. We need to encourage them to do the work in a better manner. So that's why, for example, the person who is working in the one industry is getting, for example, 20,000. So for the he is offering the same work in other department 30,000. So will they, the organization is going to be lost one person. So he will better definitely choose a different place for a different work. So that is a welfare. So we need to see in and out of the. So business may have, so this up to this we have a internal economics. So these external economics we will see in the next class. Okay. Still, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. I will take 1 or 2 minutes to complete.